Hello, friends and fellow flute enthusiasts, fellow Horizons Plus members. Today I have another drone flute to share with you. This is a flute made by Peter Churcher of Willow Creek Woodwork. These look familiar because we just launched a series of flutes with this same wood in these very similar keys. What I have for you today, though, is a kind of like an A frame or V frame drone flute. And so it's a flute that's been put together at the mouthpiece, but in large, they play like a single flute because you don't have to reach around the other drone and kind of couch that other flute in your hand. You're able to independently, it feels very much like playing a regular flute. So we have four or five in the key of B, B as in boy, and one in the key of C. So these are kind of a very small number of flutes. We're offering these to Horizons Plus members first. So I wanted to demo a little bit. Now these also, you'll notice the leather straps over here because these have the three holes on the drone side as well. So you get additional harmonies and you can play them independently as well. So I'll play for you. This one's in the key of B. Something else about the construction is Peter reinforced the flutes up here with this kind of wedge or fin, if you will, between the flutes. So it's sturdy. Some of these, like High Spirits, for example, will have a brace down here. Peter felt it wasn't necessary with this fin in place and just cleans up the look of the flute as well. So one thing when playing the drone, I do tend, and this is mostly just because I'm right-handed, so I play right hand on bottom. So my left hand is able to support the drone. Otherwise, it's going to feel like you're kind of having to, there's some gravity taking this other side down. And so I allow it to rest on the back of my top hand here. If you play left hand, it might be that the flute does kind of tilt a little bit down, but it's more at your wrist rather than the back of your hand. So something to get used to as you play. Now the mouthpiece is flattened, so you can see that it's kind of tapered from top to bottom. Pulls in a little bit to the side here, but these mouth holes here are embouchure holes are enough apart where I don't feel like I'm going to get a whistle or a hiss when I'm trying to play single flute. So they're far enough apart there, but they're not so far apart that it feels like it's a mouthful when you're trying to play drone. So here we go. I'll play single for you, and then I'll kick over onto the drone side. Drone. Okay, so on the other flute here, I have the straps loosened up a little bit where I can slide them around. So I think what I'm going to do is, this is in the key of C, so it's one higher, one key higher. And this is, we only have one of these. We have four or five of the B. So now I've got the bottom hole open here. Whenever you move plugs or straps, be sure that you're not covering up these tuning holes, these other holes that are at the bottom. These are for tuning purposes, so if you start to plug them up, you're going to notice that the pitch on that last note is going to sound deeper, lower, different. I really like that configuration. I'm going to slide the second one to where now we have the bottom two holes. I know it's confusing leaving the straps on here, but sliding really is one of the better methods. So now the bottom two holes are open, so this gives me the fourth of C. Now with all of them open, we get an option to play. I can play with, feels a little different because I'm used to playing with my right hand on bottom. Now it's on top, but I could do something like this, which is really fun and different, where I'm crossing my hands across each other. And so I'm still able to play the bottom hand here. You can play around with this to see what feels more natural. I am a little crowded on this flute. You can see that my hands now are touching in the middle. Now let's try that the other way. If I take my hands the other way, opposite of how normally I'd be right hand on bottom, now right hand's playing on the top part of the flute, and the left hand for me is playing bottom hand of the flute. A little bit weird. Anyway, these are very fun flutes. Again, we only have a handful left, a handful available to you. So if you're interested, let me know. And again, Ambrosia Maple, Peter Churcher, key of B and C. Thanks so much. See you in another video soon.